Hi y'all, thank you for stopping by this video. I'm Nakia Pleasant if you don't know me. If you do, what's up girl, how you doing? So today's video is going to be about my real experience living in New York, the real deal sis, because on Instagram I feel like I have a habit, and a lot of us have this habit of putting all the good things, making it seem like everything is just going as it should, especially when you don't know someone in real life and you don't see them in real life's time. And if I'm posting here and there every so and so throughout the month and I'm posting all the good things, it just looks like all these things are just happening, like blessings on blessings on blessings. No, it's like, but it just looks like it's just happening without, I don't know, just happening without the actual failure. Like, I'm showing everything but the failure. So I'm trying to change that around and really open up to y'all and tell y'all the real deal. All right, to start off, some of you guys might not even know my story and know where I came from. Sorry about this light. So to start way back, girl, we got to go back a minute because before we go forward to now. So in 2015, I'm like, what's there, sis? In 2015, I got a 4-year presidential scholarship to Academy of Art University, and I majored in fashion styling. I did that, great, awesome, boom. I was like, yes, like, I'm going to school for fashion and I could stay home. Like, it was cool. And then in 2018, I saved up enough money because I had the scholarship and things, so I wasn't really paying for much for school. So I got a lot of grants back, and that's how I ended up paying for myself to come to New York for 3 months in 2018 to intern. So I interned and I got so much experience because Academy of Art University, they are a very editorial based styling program. So you really learn how to stretch your creativity and like go outside the box and things like that, which is awesome. And I think that sets you up to be a very successful stylist. But also I wish they did like teach about like commercial and advertisements and stuff like that, just because that in the real world that actually pays. Like, if you know, like editorial don't pay at all. Like, if you were a stylist for like a Vogue magazine editorial, girl, that does not pay. You know who's gonna pay? Freaking Geico commercial. Like, and that's just the real deal. Like, it just is what it is. So learning all that really puts perspective on what I wanted to do as a stylist. So when I came back, I ended up landing a job thanks to my good friend Barbara. She recommended me to become the trend coordinator at Charlotte Russe. So I did that about 2 months. I started that about 2 months after I came back from New York the first time, and I loved that job. It was so fun. It was just awesome. And that was 2018. That's ending off 2018 on a good note. Okay, sis? 2019 comes around, we going through it, okay? We're just going through it. So then, so 2019 comes. February hits. I'm about to start school. No, it's the end of January. And I'm about to start school. I get a letter in the mail from my school, and they're like, hey Nakia, unfortunately we're gonna have to take your scholarship away because you didn't reach so-and-so's GPA requirements. You got a 2.9 something and you have to get a 3.0. I was like, are you serious? Like, this is 3 days before my final semester there, and I'm just like, I don't know what to do. By this time, because it's 3 days before school, y'all know you like accept and decline like whatever financial aid you may or may not need. So I've always declined the loans, like always decline them, and you do that weeks, months in advance. So I was just like, what? And I didn't have I had no clue what I was gonna do. I was like still working at Charlotte Russe. So I was there going like 5 days a week at that point, and I was also I was going 5 days a week at that point, and I was calling on my lunch break and doing all this stuff and emailing people like, who can I talk to? Why can I talk to the president themselves? Because I remember who it was to reward me. So I was trying to find where she was. She didn't even work for the school no more. Girl, it was just so much. And I was frustrated. I didn't want to tell my family. I really told any friends, to be honest. Like, this might come to a surprise for y'all, a lot of y'all, because I really didn't open up about this. But it was so hard because I felt like, I was like, what the heck? Like, am I dumb? Like, that's what I felt like. I was like so disappointed in myself. So I felt like if I were to tell my family and other people, they would be even more disappointed in me. And I also didn't want them to freak out like, oh my God, we gotta pay all this tuition. Like, no. Like, it's gonna be figured out. So I handled it. Yeah, I handled it, and I was like, all right, like, let me just go through the semester. Everything was fine. I didn't really tell my family, honestly. I didn't tell them till 3 weeks, I think, before I graduated, which was so hard for me. But I did it, and I learned my lesson from that one, man. I did. And after that happened with the scholarship, and I was like, all right, like, I'm on track with school now, and I was doing all this stuff, and having really good time at Charlotte Russe. And I think it had to be like 2 weeks after this whole scholarship thing. Then I find out Charlotte Russe is going bankrupt, and then we had a meeting basically saying we're gonna lose our jobs, and we lost our jobs. And that was tough because I was like, what? Like, what's going on? And stuff. But at the same time, I really wasn't worried in a sense. I had so much foundation to fall back on as far as my parents, and like, I still wasn't even done with school at that point. So I was just like, let me just finish school first, because like, I can like, look for a job then. But then I started thinking, because by that time, that was in March, and it was like the second to last week of March, and I was like making the decision whether or not I should go to New York. And I was like, yeah, and I was talking to friends and stuff out here, and I was like, yeah, I probably should just go take the leap, But so basically, with this whole Charlotte Russe thing and like my scholarship and stuff, I kind of just took it as, all right, this is a sign that I just need to go to New York now. Like, it's over. I'm done with school. This job that I really like just shut down. So, because I did plan on staying there. So I was like, hey, let's try New York now. And it probably was like a really fast decision. But I'm here now. Now, at this point, I'm in New York, and let me rewind so just to tell y'all something, like my mindset before coming to New York was really big-headed. And like, it's like one thing to know that you're talented and you're good and like all this stuff, but it's another thing to think you can just walk in and get anything you step into. Like, I don't know how to like phrase that, but like, it's a good mindset, but it's also like humble yourself, humble yourself. And that's what New York has done to me, girl. Humbled me in every way possible. Yeah, so I came out here really big-headed. I'm like, well, I already had this job at Charlotte Russe, and I got that, but not even, that was me thinking like I kind of got that on my own in a sense, because I did have that really good recommendation, and I'm applying for companies where I don't know nobody that came from there, you know what I mean? So it's like, come on, girl, you have to, like, I wasn't thinking. When I came out here, everything just hit really hard. I'll do a whole nother video on like finding a place out here and moving and stuff, because trying to find a home in New York, or apartment or room or whatever you want to call in New York, is so hard. Like, it's so hard. So I'll do a whole nother video on that. But I was dealing with that, and that took a lot out of me. It took a lot of money out of me. It took a lot of energy out of me. I wasn't focused on finding a job. I wasn't focused on creating, because at least I could have been doing that, but I just wasn't. And I was just like getting beat up emotionally with that. And then on top of that, I'm like sitting here trying to apply to these jobs, and I'm applying to all these like fashion jobs and like all these corporate jobs and stuff, and trying to get to that entry level place, but it just seemed like it wasn't happening. Like, not even getting interviews, or when I do go to interviews, it was just really, really bad. And I started freelancing, but the company I was freelancing for, they were paying every 60 days, not 30 days. So it was just so much. And at that point, I think by July, I was really, only a month in, I was really feeling that post-grad depression in a sense. And I know I shouldn't have felt it that early, because it's like, girl, you just graduated, and that was my fault, and that was the pressure I put on myself, because it was like, I moved out here, and I'm like for some reason, I'm just like such in a rush to like reach all my goals and like just do it. But then I talk to other people. Now I talk to other people, and I'm like, yeah, I'm 23. They're like, you're 23. Like, you accomplished so much at 23. You have to like sit back and realize that. But I just wasn't, girl. I wasn't doing that. Like, I was just, like I told y'all, like the way everything had happened for me in the past, which is why I told y'all that, like what, before even coming to New York, what my life was like. Because it just seemed like from the point I got this scholarship until almost the last semester of school, it just seemed like everything was going how it was supposed to go, like dreams coming true. Like, yeah, I got a job before I even graduated school. Like, I was interning in New York. I had some of the best companies on my resume as far as interning. I did so much. And my shoots were doing good. They were popular. I did an Apple talk, like all this stuff. Like, it just seemed like, wow, girl, you're actually doing it. Like, the whole reality hit me so hard that, oh, it's not gonna be as easy as it has been, and that's okay. And I think that God wanted me to like go through this, and like maybe I didn't have to experience it in New York, who knows. But this whole lesson I have learned, girl, let me tell you, I am humbled now. Like, I have just been able to sit back and like rethink and catch my breath in a sense, mentally get myself together mentally. Because, girl, when I tell you, I was here crying almost every day. I was moving from place to place. It seemed like every single month. But yeah, it just seemed like every month since June 4th, 2019, I was moving every month, and I was just going from place to place to place, and spending so much money on that, because I was literally moving from Bronx to Brooklyn type. I was like, girl, those Ubers aren't cheap, girl. Moving all that stuff is not cheap. Paying those deposits is not cheap. So I was running out. I literally ran out of money by August. Like, literally, I ran out of money. And that's when I was like, all right, girl, you need to get some type of job. Girl, you need to hurry up and get you a job. Like, it don't matter where it's at, CVS, Marshalls, Melissa's Bake Cupcake Shop, girl, something. Like, you need to just make some money right now, you know what I'm saying? And that's the point I was at. But then that's when I got even more depressed, because I was like, basically, I was just like, oh my gosh, like, I can't even get a job at Target. I can't get a job at a cupcake shop handing out cupcakes. Like, I can't get this type of job. Like, what's really going on? And it kind of made me, like, I keep stumbling my words. But I was talking to my sister one night, and I was crying so hard, and I was like, but I did all this stuff. I have all this experience. Like, I've been working since sophomore year in high school. Like, I've been working. I had all these jobs. I have all this experience. Why can't I just get any job? And she was like, girl, you need to relax. Like, relax. I do have regrets unfortunately, I do have regrets about moving in with people that I trusted, and also just not finding a place before I got here. Like, I should have taken the time. I didn't take time to really learn about it, girl. I learned as I failed, type of thing. But I suggest really look into it. Look on these apps. Read about New York City rental policies and like all this stuff, because a lot of people try to get away with scamming you for stuff and making you pay extra for stuff you don't need to be paying for, or making you pay for stuff you legally shouldn't be paying for. So just all this stuff that I wish I would have known, because that would have, I think, if me having a stable place to stay at least, I think I would have been in a better position even now, because I was like, girl, like like, I was like, this is it. I'm going home. Almost every week to a month, I was like, I'm going home. So after doing all that crying and just having a hard time for those first June, July, August, September, October, 6 months, November was 6 months, around December, I don't know, something just hit me in a sense where I was like, I need to really work on my relationship with God, and that's something I was really struggling with. And I feel like now when I'm looking back on everything, I feel like, one, I should have seen the sign that God was like, Nakia, you're about to go through a season in 2019, and girl, it's gonna be tough. Second, it was like me not listening to God, because I've had those moments even before I moved to New York and making the decision and all this stuff. I've had those moments where I'd be like, I don't feel right about it, but I'm gonna still go with it. And then I feel like that's when I hear God talking, like when you have that really deep gut feeling, or it's wrong, or like, you know, it don't feel right, or it's like, oh yeah, like that's a good idea, like type of thing. Like those instinct moments, I feel like is God speaking to me, and it may be different for everyone else, but that's just how I see it. Because looking back on my situation, all that time, like I feel like I had God on the sidelines, like just sitting there, and he just eating popcorn, like, all right, Nakia, do you? Because girl, when I tell you, I came out here with about 10 plans and none of them had worked out. So by November, I felt like I was just going in circles with my job and like trying to pay stuff, because every time I paid a bill, it seemed like it was going down by 2 cents. You know what I'm saying? Like all that stuff was just irritating. So I started the Crazy Faith series with Pastor Tom Michael and Transformation Church, and sis, totally changed me, totally changed my perspective, and I got closer to God. I started praying more. I started reading more. I'm still working on this stuff, y'all, because it's only February, or it's now March 1st. So, like, I'm still working on it and still working on my relationship with God. 100,000%, that's going to be the main thing I'm always going to be working on. But, girl, I really, really realized that, I'm not giving it the energy and, like, the all that I could give into it. Like, I've always been posting like devotionals on Instagram, but it was like, girl, you posting that, but you're not even translating it to your life, you know what I mean? So it was like, it was a little fake of me, I will be honest. So you have to have a good heart. That's what I learned. Like, you have to have a good heart through all of this. And I feel like God can look at your heart before he's going to look at your heart to judge you, not your mind or anything else. He's going to look at your heart, because that's the thing that won't lie to him. You know what I mean? So with that, I kind of just have, like, my whole environment has changed, girl. When I came back, I quit my job at Bloomingdales. I hated that place to the core. It's the devil. It's so toxic. I took the leap of faith to go take a break from New York and go visit my family and just eat good food. And I just really took a break and did that. And it was such a blessing to do that. And when I came back, I thought that things were gonna work in my favor. It seemed like I got a job, but then I couldn't start the job, and then they let me go because they were like, we can't help, like, we can't do anything right now. Basically saying their hands were tied. So I started talking to the guy. I was like, should I have done this? Like, should I? Like, I don't know. That's what I was thinking. Like, I don't know if I made I don't know, God. Like, this is really not working out for me, because I was supposed to be starting work when I came back, and now I don't even got no job. And then I started interviewing for people, and it's just been up and downhill from there. Since I quit that job at Bloomingdales, it's honestly been hard. It's been so hard. Things have not been getting paid, sis, be honest with you. I've just been struggling, but thank God that I have kept my peace. The one thing I do pay for is the gym, and the gym has allowed me to let off a lot of steam. I just go there, get away, and I started eating more healthier. I just really started, like, focusing on just God and my health and my well-being, and just doing that. And that's also why I started making YouTube videos, because this is really giving me something to do, y'all. Like, I'm telling you, it's giving me something to do. I try to teach myself more. I'm spending a lot of time editing and all this stuff and working on content. So it's just like, all right now, like, I got stuff to do. Like, I got schedules and all this stuff, and that's what I like. So just doing that and keeping focus. And it seemed like, girl, it's only been, because I got back January 20 something, and it's now March 1st. It feels like it's been 3 months or 4 or 5 months since I've been not doing anything. But thank God that freelancing has really picked up for me, girl. I don't know what happened, but it's really picked up for me. Thank the Lord. And now I recently just found out I got a job, a full-time job. I know I have that to really pay off all these things, girl, and, like, get back on track and to my main goal of this year, which is paying off this debt. Okay, sis. So yeah, I just wanted to be open with you guys. I hope this is not just scrambled everywhere. Like, I'm working on these talking videos so I can be a better speaker and storyteller. So yeah, guys, that's my story up until this day, literally. If you really wanted to know how New York has been, because I know y'all are all nosy as heck, but I just really hope that this video can inspire y'all and just show you guys, like, the real deal, because I know a lot of people look to me and look at me as an inspiration. when it comes to moving to New York and like working in fashion and stuff. So I just want to tell y'all the real deal, because I'm not gonna fake it anymore. Like, everyone always asking me questions, what should I do when I move there, and like, what do you think about this and this. And so I'm gonna be doing more videos about New York and all this stuff and what I learned. And girl, I ain't been here for that long either, so don't expect much. But you know, I know that a lot of people look to me for questions. So if you do have any questions, or you want me to do any type of like New York informational videos or something, I don't know, girl, whatever you want, I'll try to do it. So just leave a comment down below on what you guys want. And also don't forget to follow me on Instagram. Like always, girl, you can also see me answer more questions about New York and just anything else you guys want to know about what I'm actually doing for work. You can find that on my Instagram highlight story in the Q tab. Thank you guys for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, subscribe. You better turn on that notification bell, sis. And have a good week or night or morning, whatever time you're watching this. I'm sorry, y'all. Like, I record on my phone, so